Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it looks to be going.
Yeah, but I thought it was a little bit. Move it a little bit closer.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably needs to go closer. Might have to adjust the volume on it real quick. Actually, no, I don't think I've touched the volume. It should be fine. Honestly,
Yeah, it should be fine now. I think we were just a little too far away.
I think that's how it was before. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, after we stopped recording yesterday, I looked at my phone and saw that the co-main got switched to 155 because Ortega wasn't going to make weight, which is interesting and something I wish we caught before because that's what we're talking about.
It's kind of crazy. Like, I definitely don't see him doing any better in lightweight.
I don't either. The only thing that gets me is he said that he was done at 145 after this and that he was going to move to 155. So I wonder how much he already knew he wasn't going to make weight, and if it's like a Kelvin Gastelum type of situation where he knew he was never going to be making weight this entire time. Wait until the last minute to tell him so he has a little bit of advantage.
Yeah,
I don't think Ortega's like that, though.
The whole thing is that he's like, there's no title shot for me here at featherweight. I'm going to go up to lightweight.
Yeah, and it's like it's not like he's a big featherweight. I mean, he's a bigger featherweight. It's just the only thing he's going to have is the only advantage is he doesn't have any weight to cut. That's it. Or less weight to cut.
I just don't see him beating anybody ranked in lightweight.
Yeah. I could see him, like, maybe him and Dan Hooker could be a good fight at lightweight. That's, even then,
Maybe,
Hooker could chin him so good.
Dan's so
easily.
big.
Yeah, that's the thing. All those lightweights are so much bigger than Ortega.
Yeah, I mean, Ortega's a good grappler, but, like, it's just... That just, when I think of all the holes in his striking, everyone in 155, all the ranked people are going to piece him up. Like, he's not going to go in there and fight... He's not going to go in there and fight Chandler, Gaethje, Charles, Armin. I think...
He's too small for
He could maybe fight Beneil. Like, that's like the only, like, fight that's like, yeah, maybe he won't get, like, flatlined.
Him and Charles could be interesting, but I think Charles is way too clean striking and way too heavy
big.
hands.
He's just too good. Like, Ortega's not
He's no
bad,
slouch.
but I don't know, dude. Watching him strike, like, his offense improved. His defense it really didn't go anywhere. He still kind of just stands in front of you and gets punched after combinations. He'll, like, stand inside the pocket and just get hit. And then he'll get hit, and then he'll kind of, like, move his head a little bit, but he's still completely stationary.
Volk couldn't even do 155, and he battered Ortega. So, I mean, Lopez is a big 145er, too. I think it's more of an advantage for Lopez.
Yeah.
He was saying,
has to
like...
cut less. He's going to be in better condition.
The problem is he already cut. They said that the night before weigh-ins, he got a call from the UFC when he was, like, 148, I think he said.
Yeah,
and
I guess he already...
And they're like, yeah, he's not making weight. And he's like, well, shit. Quick cut and weight, drank, like, rehydrated, and came in at 155 just fine. So I assume he's a big featherweight, so I assume he walks around probably 160, 165 probably.
If not 170, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
so-
Aljo walks around at 170. He's bantamweight, though. Yeah, it's bantamweight even.
Yep. So
That's insane.
I think
I don't know if he walks around at 170 or if he just got up to 170 in between camps once.
I think he probably just did it one time.
Yeah.
'Cause that's crazy. That's
mean,
like genuinely fat.
You gotta
Like
think,
Aljo
too,
got fat.
Chandler gets up to like 190, 200.
Yeah.
Kamaru gets about... I think Kamaru says 200 was the highest he ever hit.
I liked
Usually it was
when,
190.
I liked when Jamal Hill got injured and had an off time, and he just genuinely had like a fucking beer gut.
Yeah,
like he
got
was
fat.
actually fat as shit. That was really good. No, I think this just puts him more in Lopez's direction. If anything. He's already a big featherweight. Ortega's not. You know, he's gonna be really small. The only thing he has at lightweight is the weight. He doesn't have the power. You know,
He's never had much of a physique, you know?
Yeah.
He's just like he's a lean grappler, and like he's not fat at all, but he's got a higher body fat percentage. You know what I mean?
He's not a super ripped cut guy.
Yeah, so no one in the UFC really has abs, but fuck, I don't know.
I think it just puts it more.
Yeah, it really just puts it that, and it just
the wild striking he has. You know, he's just gonna have more power behind that.
Who's telling him this is a good idea? Is it his coaches? Is it his idea? Like,
I think it's his idea because he's sick of cutting the weight.
Yeah,
and, like he genuinely thinks that he can. I don't know. I don't think. There's no way he's trying to get a title at 155,
yeah, dude,
right?
There's just no way. He honestly.
There's no way that he thinks Islam's more beatable than Topuria.
Dude, Islam might be able to knock out Ortega.
Ortega probably has a decent chance of locking something up against Topuria as long as he doesn't get knocked the fuck out. Yeah, like comparatively.
Topuria is still like slick as fuck.
He's so good.
But
I didn't take him down. I took him for granted. I didn't think he was that good.
It was the fight before Bryce Mitchell, and Bryce Mitchell is whatever anyway.
Jai Herbert, I think.
Yeah.
That fight was at lightweight, dude. He moved up just for fun. Knocked the dude out.
He wants Patty, and they've kept him away from Patty this whole time because he just fucking wreck him.
Yup.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I think that's about it. Didn't someone else miss weight? Didn't one of the fighters miss weight?
No, it was I think it was Jourdain's opponent. I think it was Silva. Who we were talking.
Oh, John Silva. I thought you were talking about Bueno Silva.
No, yeah, John Silva missed weight, I believe.
Okay.
Which could be interesting because we were talking about.
That dude's vicious.
He's vicious, and if he gets that read on Jourdain in that first round, because he's a very quick finisher.
Yeah.
Having that extra weight, I think it was only a pound or something, but
just let you rehydrate that much more.
Yeah, just a little bit. Let me can't find like the weigh-in results anymore.
But it's 11:30 here for us. Fight start at 5 p.m. Thought we'd add in this little I can't think of words.
After note type thing. Just that's an egregious enough change, a very big change to the co-main. It doesn't really change our outcome of it, but the actual fight itself, that's a pretty, going up 10 pounds, fighting in a new weight class for Lopez, a new weight class for Ortega too, I believe. I don't know if he's ever fought at lightweight.
Not in the UFC, I don't think.
Yep, John Silva came in at 147.5.
147.
So 1.5 pounds over the official limit. So we'll see if that gives him any advantage. It's going to give him a little bit more power with his viciousness. I think he could definitely put Jourdain away a little bit easier now. Weight bully a little bit. But, yeah. Ortega's situation's kind of... It's kind of fucking crazy, dude.
Alright, well, we'll see you guys for the post-show. Alright, and with that, that's UFC 303. So, I didn't get to catch the Ricky Simone and the Ray fight live, but I just went back and rewatched some of it. So, Oliveira just kind of beat the brakes off of Ricky. Ricky had a couple moments. He landed a couple decent strikes. He had those 2 takedowns. But then, after those 2 takedowns, he didn't get I think he shot 9 more, and he couldn't lock up any others.
It was weird because he landed one and he just kind of let Vinicus back up.
Yeah.
Which was really weird because that was not the move. I feel like, I don't know, his takedown defense was good enough that he might have been able to hang out just like on the ground. But
yeah, I'm not sure enough of what his plan is, because I know he's a good wrestler, but I don't know if he has many submissions in his game, or if he's just more ground and pound.
He's just like a ground and pound, smother you type of wrestling, keep you down.
But yeah, and then there was that weird moment where, Ricky hurt his leg, or Ricky hurt Oliveira's leg real bad.
Yep,
when
end of round 2.
He checked a kick, and then at the end of the round, Oliveira
Pushed him
his
for some
face.
reason, yeah.
Yeah, and then they're all buddy at the end of the fight, but I don't know if he just got real mad that it hurt so bad or what.
If you ask, it kind of looked like Ricky said something to him, but I'm not entirely sure.
I wasn't watching close enough. I just saw it, and they kind of were standing in front of each other, and then he just shoves him, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, I had to go back and watch it when I was watching it live, and rewind it and figure out what the hell happened there. It was interesting.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, and then Oliveira got his own takedown at the end too. So he was pressuring, landing some real good shots. I can't tell if he was just kind of stumbling while fading backwards at the end, but it looked like Oliveira caught him with that head kick real good at the end too.
Yep.
It definitely did some damage.
Yeah, good few combination punches followed by a head kick that definitely all landed clean.
So for Ray, Tsuruya,
yeah.
and Carlos Hernandez.
That was a good fight. I watched most of it. First round, Tsuruya's got real good wrestling. Those lighter people from Japan are real good with their wrestling. It was interesting to see his wrestling versus the American style that Hernandez has, the more traditional Roman Greco wrestling versus the Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. Whatever they do there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has a name or it's just kind of like weird adapted.
I think he trains with pro wrestlers because I know he had a pro wrestler in his corner.
I don't remember who they were talking
WWE
about.
wrestlers,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I liked him a lot. He there were a lot of good scrambles.
That fight was so fun to watch.
A lot of good takedowns. I mean, I know there's a fireman's carry. There was.
Yep, Tsuruya puts him in a fireman's carry, gets him in a crucifix, almost has him in a twister, almost puts him in a heel hook, puts him in a calf slicer when he gets out of the heel hook as he's standing up. Just some crazy chain submissions, real good wrestling.
Yeah, Ray gassed out a bit at the end, but
he took the first 2 rounds handily enough that it didn't really matter at that point, as long as he didn't get finished.
It was fun, man. There was a lot of just rolling and
scrambles, man.
Yeah, Ray got the back, and Carlos just kept trying to get out of it, and they're rolling, and that was a good one to watch.
The next one wasn't.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, did I just not pay enough attention, or was this one pretty uneventful?
It was.
From what I remember,
they were clowning on it the entire rest of the night.
Threw a lot of strikes. But
none of them were significant strikes.
Yeah,
they threw a lot of
I know Andre
half jabs.
Andre got real tired round 2 and 3. I know by the end it was pretty hard for him. Which, I mean, again, 45, 46 years old.
Exactly, yeah. It's hard to fight when you're that old.
But I don't know. I still think he put out a pretty decent fight, but
he had good cage control. Yeah. I can say that.
Yeah.
He did control him on the cage pretty good. Anytime that Boudet was about to control him, and I don't know if he was gonna take him down.
Yeah, there's a lot of clinching on the cage.
Orlovsky was able to flip him back over. I mean, I don't know. There were a lot of strikes thrown, but it was all just clinch strikes.
Yeah.
And body hooks and short elbows and stuff from the clinch.
There's not a whole lot more you can expect at that.
Yeah,
at their age and the kind of level that they're at in the weight class.
Lower level heavyweights, that's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Fucking Muhammad Usman, Kamaru's brother, did the same shit his last fight.
Yeah, when's the last time he even fought? I feel like I haven't heard about him.
It's been a while, I think. Let me check.
Yeah, dude. But while you're doing that, I guess Jillian Robertson, Michelle Waterson-Gomez.
That was brutal.
Yeah,
that was brutal.
I do remember Gomez having a couple moments, but for the most part, I mean, man, There were a lot of times where it almost looked like Robertson had her crying, just
Yeah,
on her
that
back,
was.
just in pain, and
She landed a takedown, I know.
yeah, those elbows to the ribs too. She was just fucking
I was telling you,
eating her
man, that's the
away.
shit that they do over there at Goat Shed. Just brutal ground and pound style wrestling. And on top of that, she already did jujitsu shit, so she's just probably one of the most dangerous people on the ground that you can sit with. I told you she could take it any way she wants, and she could have TKO'd her at any moment, locked something up at any moment.
Yeah, I definitely should have took a little bit more notes because I remember Jillian really dominated, but I just can't remember a whole lot of what happened particularly.
I know there was a good couple submission attempts. I think there was an armbar.
I think I remember an armbar.
I think there was an armbar and a guillotine, I want to say, officially. And there was a couple other attempts that didn't count.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I like Michelle Waterson Gomez. I'm glad she retired. It's definitely, she's getting up there. She's older. She hasn't had success lately. But, I would have liked to see her go out a little bit more gracefully.
Yeah, and she did retire.
Yeah,
that's something we didn't touch on.
Yeah, a lot of things happened.
Oh my fucking god, though the prelim. This is the first time I think I've actually looked at it all lined up after the fact. Holy shit, man! Peyton Talbot. Not a whole lot to say other than he fucking floored him in 19 seconds.
Yeah, that was.
Just when that kid touches
There's nothing
you,
to say about that fight. He landed every single strike that he threw, all 13 of them. They were all significant strikes.
Yeah. Owie, owie, owie.
Yup.
Whoa, what was the strike that Yanni's even landed? I can't even
I think it
think
was
of the time in my head. I can't even think.
I think it was just like a jab or something. I don't think it was.
It was so fast, man. It was. You blink and you fucking miss it.
That was pretty much how it was, yeah.
Yeah. Wow, man.
And then John Silva and Charles Jourdain. We actually, I'm surprised how accurately we got this one.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting, once we talked about it, I was like, he could knock out Jourdain, but I wasn't exactly the most confident in it. But, man, it's that brutal striking style that he has, just that slugging, brawling style.
Yeah, no, you could tell that Charles had some confidence, and then as soon as he got hit, man, he was just
the power difference.
Yeah, he did not like it, and I think it's just a little bit of the difference in record too, and how their careers have been going. John's
been on a pretty iffy.
Yeah. John's had a lot more of a streak going for him right now, and yeah, man, he just went out there and dropped him on his back. You could argue it was a little bit of an early stoppage, but at the same time, I mean,
that was the second knockdown of the fight. At that point.
The commentary team touched on it. When you fall back and then you hit your head, that's not acting well, like defending well. That's you hitting your head and being concussed and going, oh, my head hurts.
Yeah,
that's all your brain is.
Yeah,
why
like,
is things
fuck.
what
Yeah,
hurting?
you're just in pain.
Yeah, and I'm sure. Yeah, a couple seconds later, he had the brain capacity to go what, but
he landed some good takedowns.
No, yeah,
I don't know, the takedowns were nice. I think he was 3 of 8 or 3 of 7 or something. 3-7.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and then see, I'm trying to look through my notes. I had a little bit written down for Cub Swanson.
That, again, fight of the night, just like I expected.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite the bloodbath I thought, but it was definitely a good back and forth. I mean,
I think Andre was just smart. I mean, Cub landed some fucking bombs, and he was pressuring forward a lot, but it was a little bit over pressuring. He was kind of chasing.
Yep.
And it ended up getting caught a good few times. There was one elbow that Andre caught him with that was really
clean,
nasty.
Yup.
And any time that Cub would land, he would just shoot a takedown or clinch.
Tie up the clinch. A lot of people were giving Andre shit for that fight, but I mean,
that's smart.
He fought so smart. They say that, like, a lot of people say he shouldn't have won. I disagree. He fought a very smart fight.
I still give it to Cub just because I think he did more.
I
feel like Andre didn't. I feel like all Andre's wrestling did was help him survive. It didn't necessarily like.
It would shut Cub down at the time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's obviously that's not nothing. And he landed some good shots of his own too, so it makes sense. But yeah, I gave it to Cub, but again, it's most likely my favoritism. But I thought that one was a really good
split
fight.
decision's just about right too.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have gone either way. I think they just thought that Feely was a little bit more active with the takedowns and the clinch work and whatnot. The damaging strikes Swanson landed, but I mean, even if you're looking at the significant strikes, Feely still outlanded him. Total strikes, it was the other way around. Swanson 90 to 70.
It's really probably just the takedowns and the control time.
The control time, I think, yeah.
Because the total and the significant are just, it's so close. I mean, again, that's a conversation we want to have in a later podcast. Is what even like what is a strike? What is a significant strike?
Strike versus a significant strike. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is like a glancing blow. What do we call that? I mean, yeah. That'll be fun to really get into the nitty gritty nerdy like definitions of it and talk that out a bit.
Well, that was a damn good fight, though.
And then a fucking monster.
Yeah.
In Joe Pyfer, dude. He was sick, man. He was sick last time.
What?
You didn't hear that?
No.
No, last time he lost against Jack Hermanson.
Oh, he was sick?
That's what he said. He said he put on a good show. Sorry. Pretty sure he got pretty close to finishing him, Hermanson, in the first round, and then he started gassing out, and Hermanson took advantage of that. And then they were saying something about that during this fight, and then after he fucking sleeps him, he walks over to the commentary team and he goes, "I was sick." And I was sick. Like, this is what I can do, and he talked about it on the mic afterwards. He's like, Jack Hermanson, he was the better man that night. He got the blah blah blah, but I also know what I can do when I'm not sick and blah blah blah.
Nice.
Shit was crazy though, dude. Every single time Pyfer landed a shot, yeah, fucking Mark didn't even land a single strike on him. He threw 5, missed every single one. Pyfer threw 10, landed 8, and fucking slapped him, dude. It was like he's got fucking cement brick fists.
It was about the same as the Talbot fight, just not quite as fast.
Yeah,
just
the power.
Complete and utter domination.
Again, yeah, it's funny. I forgot what weight class they were at. And Dylan, my cousin, was talking to me, and he's like, "Those guys are heavyweight, right?" And I kind of had to think about it. It's like, I don't know, man. He fucking hits harder than a heavyweight. But yeah, that power is just crazy, dude. If he's someone I definitely am gonna be paying attention to.
Oh yeah, he's definitely worth
fucking
watching.
Amazing. On the main card, so you want to lead off with?
I'm surprised Gary used the wrestling as much as he did.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was training in Brazil at Shoot Box with Oliveira and all of them. I should have.
Damian Maia.
Yep, I should have taken that more into consideration, but it was still just about as boring as I expected. I mean,
I just don't like I don't like Gary, man. I like Paige too, and what he did to Kevin, I was like, man, as much as I like the UFC, and it's my favorite MMA organization for sure. When Chandler came over here and started beating all my favorite fighters, initially, I really liked Hooker. It was I don't know. It's fun to see people from other organizations because going way back, people talked so much shit on the Strikeforce guys And within a year, most every Strikeforce champion had become the UFC champion of the respective division. So it's really cool when people come in from other divisions and just completely shake up the entire weight class. And yeah, just I definitely wanted to see Page land a bit more than he did. Ness had it right, where they were kind of sitting there bouncing in front of each other and
taking it patient, playing the waiting game.
And I think Gary was smart because any time that Page would land, he was much faster. And those shots hurt Gary. They stung him every single time.
There was only 40 significant strikes between the two of them, but Page's 21 were almost all bombs. He definitely did the more damage. Just you can't. 2 out of 5 takedowns, and most of the first round was control time.
He was way too complacent on the ground too. He was kind of just,
which is weird because he has pretty decent takedown defense.
He got caught real hard though in the first round, which it makes sense,
Almost had him out. He almost had him in a real good naked choke.
Survive, but I don't know, dude. The other rounds when. It just felt like he was just kind of comfortable with sitting there for the whole round as long as it meant didn't getting submitted. It didn't seem like there was a lot of urgency to get up and win the fight.
First cut stoppage.
That's what it was. What it was.
I mean, it was an elbow, so it doesn't really count. It was with the new gloves. But, man, this card really debunked the whole bullshit people are saying with the new gloves just sucking. Because there was a lot of knockouts.
I know. Silva, from what I remember, it was a pretty hard-fought war in the time that there was. I think Macy was landing a lot more frequently.
Macy landed more. She threw more. Total and significant, and landed more of both, and landed 1 takedown to Myra's 0 of 4.
But when Silva landed those, she was fucking
rocking.
He was hurting Macy.
I think I would have liked to see that fight keep going.
Yeah, dude, it's a cut.
It was bad. It was
bad,
pretty
man.
bad. But I mean, if they think that they can keep going, let it keep going.
You don't really need to see that much, especially when you get on the ground.
Yeah.
They've got the shirts on. Wipe all the fucking blood off on her shirt. Let it get in between rounds. Let them try to close it up the best they can.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they put any Vaseline or anything in it to try and stop it.
They just came over.
See it, oh, that fucking sucks. I think
they tried using the ice press or whatever, and then the doctor's like, "No, that's way too deep. That's way too deep. It's got to be over. It's over. Call it. Look at it. It's over." It's like, whatever, man.
Togione was doing that fight, right? I don't think I really like him.
I'm not sure.
I think it was Tris Togione, the newer.
On Sherdog, I know it says it, but Anthony Smith, Roman Dolidze.
Man, it makes me sad. This is a sad fight.
Yeah, I
doubled him up on strikes.
I don't remember a whole lot what happened.
Smith just.
He was kind of was it more gun shy or was he just not really?
He seemed like he was gun shy. Yeah, I mean, I remember first round he got tagged once or twice, pretty good, and he was biting on his punches hard.
Yeah,
there was one
he
point
didn't try to grapple at all either.
He got out grappled.
Yeah, that's.
He got taken down and got he was on all fours at one point and was just fine there for a good couple minutes.
Roman looked a whole lot cleaner than any other fights that I'd seen him into. So
the thing that got me
in between those lower level fights, he must have really gotten a lot better.
I just don't understand because I mean his striking was better, but it was still pretty sloppy.
It wasn't great, no.
Like I said, Anthony Smith's got good elbows for people coming in on the inside. I think he almost did clip him with one. I saw him trying to throw him. I don't know if he got anybody with him, but yeah, doubling him up on the total and the significant strikes. It is strange. Almost every single strike that was thrown was a significant strike.
Yeah, dude, that one was just.
So that was apparently that
was pretty rough.
A war. Every strike, yeah. It's all significant strikes for Anthony Smith, and then 3 of the lead saves weren't significant strikes.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of leg kicks from both of them, I remember, especially in the first round. Third round, Smith was actually starting to put it on him, And I remember
a little bit.
I remember saying, I was like, where the fuck was this earlier? Because he's bigger. He had nothing to be afraid of because he's the bigger person.
Yeah, I don't know.
Delise was moving up a weight class. He realistically had nothing to be afraid of. He could have just out-muscled and out-powered him, but he was too busy being on the bottom during the grappling exchanges and too gun-shy on the feet to actually do anything. When he was landing good shots. They were all significant strikes. He just got outlanded because he was trying to sit back and like...
Yeah, he's been put through 58 fucking fights, man.
I mean, I don't know if he was just trying to
wear him down.
I don't know if he was just trying to sit back and get Delice's number and then just couldn't, and then just said fuck it round 3 and then just went all out, which he could have done earlier and probably won.
Yeah.
I think I don't know what was up with Smith. He didn't really show out.
Dan Ige versus Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
Another fucking crazy thing. So
yeah, what the hell happened here? Let's
that went up to 160 fucking catch weight at 161
catch
and
weight,
164 or something like that for
Yep.
the other one. Crazy. Again.
So what?
Yeah, you
I'm
say
trying to remember what happened. They I think it was after the Robertson fight or something. Oh, I don't know. I worked, so I was catching most of it, but I got glimpses of some of them. I just heard of them.
It's the one before Joe Pyfer.
Okay, yeah, okay. So they were talking about something happening, and Brian Ortega got sick. I believe he was sick the night before,
He had a fever.
and that's probably why he had trouble with the weight cut, because he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they moved it up to lightweight, and he was going to try and still fight. Still had a fever of 104, I think. Like, something
That's
actually kind of
crazy,
crazy. Like, really fucking high.
Yeah.
So, good thing he didn't fight. That would have been bad news, but... So, they're like... I was like, oh, shit, I like Diego. I was really excited for him to fight. And they go, but Lopez is still fighting.
Yeah.
I go, who the fuck is he gonna fight on like literally 3 hours notice? And then in walks Dan Ige because he lives in Vegas. They're like, oh, he lives around the corner, so he said he was ready. So
yeah, they
brought him in.
Yeah, he was scheduled to fight here pretty soon, and then they got him cleared and everything. They had a doctor come in and talk about it before the fight started, but. Yeah, a bit of a slugfest.
One hell of a situation. Really weird.
Real fucking slugfest.
Oh, yeah.
And then, fuck, you gotta think, though, Dan must have made some good money.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He had to have gotten fucking paid to take that fight.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I guess I don't have a whole lot to say about it. The significant strikes were pretty close, but...
I'm surprised this wasn't fight of the night. I think
it was a good
and
war.
Cub Swanson and Andre Fili should have been 2 fight of the nights, I think.
Now, what else do you want to say about it? Like,
it really showed Lopez and how good he is. I mean, if you think about it, Dan Ige wasn't preparing for his opponent, but he was in an active 3-month camp, he said. He was in camp, and Lopez was the one that technically came in on short notice, because he was one of the people to save the card after Conor pulled out.
Very true.
So, he was the one technically coming in on the shorter notice here, because, you can't really make the argument that he was preparing for his opponent, because neither of them were preparing for the opponent. So... look at it that way.
Fighting someone higher up in the rankings too.
Yup, Dan Ige's ranked.
He went down to Lopez is 14
and Ige's 15, right?
Yeah. Well, he was gonna fight Lerone Murphy, and Murphy is 11. So he took the paycheck to save the card.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's definitely gonna put him in favor for anytime that.
Something needs to happen
for the title fight,
I like Lopez's boxing style, man. That high guard,
he's good.
Those dirty he doesn't hit with the top of his hand with the hooks. He'll hit with the sharp part of his knuckles and dig them into the side of your head. Really, really interesting stuff. I like him. Good. He had a good couple submission attempts, or one official, but I think he was throwing up some other stuff. The ground exchanges were pretty good. He landed a takedown. Ige tried to land one. Lopez gassed out the third round. He was landing. He was putting some pretty good pressure on, and then I believe Ige just kind of pinned him for a little while. But man, that was a good one. Good fight.
Fucking Yuri Prohaska, Alex Pereira. About as you would expect.
Just like we said, pretty much the same as the first one.
Yuri only landed 7? That doesn't sound right, dude.
That doesn't sound right at all.
I mean, Alex definitely was the much better fighter, but Yuri still landed some decent shots. I mean, it says 7 total, 7 significant. And
I mean, yeah, apparently all 7 of those were good fucking strikes.
He landed some good ones, but at first too, I think in the first round for a little bit, I was kind of like, oh shit, this is looking kind of good.
Yeah.
Yuri's moving defensively, this, and the other, and then as soon as he gets caught, man, it completely it downgrades you as a fighter, it seems like.
He just couldn't get back from that hook on the first round. He tried to, and then he wasn't with it and got caught with that head kick.
Yeah, he flopped onto his back in the first round at the end and just fucking, come on, come into my guard. I know he had a little bit, it looked like he was having a little bit of success trying the grappling, but I don't think he took him down either with that. I swear he shot on him too. Maybe he just clinched up and
it might have been a weird clinch thing.
Yeah. And that's something he should have stuck with.
Yeah.
That's something I think that would have been a key to victory, of course, but dude's a warrior. He's too tough for his own good sometimes. Like you can't fight through a gorilla shutting your fucking brains off.
Yeah.
There's no out-toughing there's no out-toughing a knockout. It's just
you can't. Yeah. I mean, the fact that Pereira could even land a lead switch kick that quickly, I mean, that was probably half a second from the time he initiated that kick to when it connected. That was the fastest switch kick I've seen in my life. And he said that wasn't even part of the game plan. He just saw on Instagram that Yuri was training preparing for the leg kicks, and he just picked up on the way that he was doing that, and he's like, oh, he's got a weird guard. Maybe he said he was going to explore the head kick and threw one, and it landed. He didn't explore that shit at all. He just threw one and that shit landed.
No. That's crazy too.
Pereira's next level, dude. His fight IQ is crazy.
He has a flying knee, but I'm pretty sure most of his finishes in the UFC have all been punches.
The hook. Yep.
Yeah, because he has so much power in it. It's like, I think that's your first fucking head kick knockout in MMA.
Yep.
I'd have to look and see at his
non-UFC fight.
Entire professional career. But I mean, at least high level. Yeah. And that fuck, man, they're talking about him at heavyweight against John Jones.
I don't like that. I want to be honest, I don't like that.
The only reason, obviously, that's
the
bad
wrestling.
is just the wrestling.
John Jones is... Honestly, I think Pereira is going to perform worse than Gon did. I think it might be... Like, at least Pereira's not going to kick him in the dick, probably. But he's going to get taken down and choked out just as fast, I think.
I feel like Pereira would have maybe a little bit more of a chance just because I feel like he's a lot more intimidating, and the power at that size is just going to be even more powerful, but John's so supremely confident, he would just chase that takedown. He's not afraid of anyone talking shit. He's going to take the fight where he wants it if that's where he's going to win it, but man, dude, at the same time, for whatever reason, there's something in my ear that's like, fuck, if the dude was just a little bit better at wrestling, like...
Oh, for sure. If he was if he had takedown defense, that would be it. He's
just so big and strong, and his striking is good.
He's also, like, 235, I think. Yeah. He could.
Yeah, man. Just nasty. Yeah,
I feel bad for Yuri because he's taking it really hard. He's like, I either need to evolve or not fight anymore. It's like, I don't think that's entirely true. Your style is what made him his style is what made him so good. And,
Fucking ankle.
like, I think it's a Max Holloway type situation. I think Yuri beats most of the light heavyweights. He just doesn't beat the champ. I think that's a situation that a lot of the weight classes have right now. So I don't think that's any reason for him to threaten, not threaten, but like have that in his mind that he has to hang it up. It's like I don't think the only thing he has to evolve is like the only way he could evolve is becoming more orthodox, and I don't want him to because that's what makes him fun, and I think that's what makes him good is an unpredictable, unorthodox style. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Brutal.
Definitely got to keep an eye on his future, on both their futures, because fuck, man. I think that was a pretty solid card though. We had
that was a real good card. A
lot of
weird
fucking
shit.
wars, a lot of a good couple like what the fuck moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good card. So that
sounds real solid.
Next two we've got it said, was it supposed to be Macy Barber versus
Macy Barber and Rose Namajunas, and then Macy got sick too.
Yeah, so now
she had some weird shit happening.
Rose and Tracy, Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Muslim Salikov.
Drew Dober's fighting somebody. I believe his opponent pulled out. Because when I was looking at it, I was looking at it last night, and it said his opponent was like TBA.
Who was? Maybe this was the guy he called out or something. Because there was somebody else who also got their fight canceled, and he called out the dude who also got his fight canceled. But so yeah, possibly Drew Dober, Mike Davis. Cool thing about Drew Dober, he graduated from our high school.
Yep.
Omaha, Nebraska. Man, so anytime he fights, I always got to cheer him on. Rolled with a good friend of his one time, whipped my ass. That was a whole lot of fun. So, yeah, Gabriel Bonfim, Julian Arosa, and Christian Rodriguez. Cody Brundage fights again. I'm pretty sure he's the guy. He just lost to Bo Nickel.
Yep.
And his wrestling's decent too. That reversal he had on Nickel was
he's not nobody. I mean, he had some pretty good success against Nickel.
Andre Petrosky, Josh Fremd. Then the next one, Mandalimos. Don't know how to say that woman's name, but I know she is a monster. I've seen her fight. Brad Tavares, he's been around for a long time. Steve Garcia.
Oh, yeah, John DeRoba.
So is that who he's fighting?
No.
Drew? Blah.
No.
Okay.
It's still
not
up in the air. That's still his old opponent on Google.
Okay. So hopefully that gets
they're saying
rectified.
He's still fighting. I think they're working on trying to get that situation with 2 canceled fights and just having them fight each other.
Yeah. We'll definitely touch on those as they come and go. The one that we're definitely gonna have another pretty good analysis on is gonna be 304.
Yeah.
That's gonna be one that's gonna be awesome to look forward to. So stay tuned. We've got a lot of exciting shit happening these next couple weeks. So yeah, that was the post show for UFC 303. Thank you guys for watching.